Yeah.
Why are you moving towards him? It's our business. You don't work here. It's our business.
I literally don't want to lose the opportunity. I'm not the one.
You can't blame him for reacting dramatically also. Because you could have also sat down and just said, well,
I
I'm
definitely
smarter
opened
than
the
you
door
are.
to it. Like,
I
I definitely.
so you need to also take responsibility for that.
So Doyin had a conversation with Sheggz and Bella late last night, and it became crystal clear what exactly had transpired between those two young men that now resulted in that explosive altercation that they had on TV, that we all witnessed on TV yesterday.
Yeah. Oh my.
I mean, there were a lot of things that I actually noticed whilst the fight was on. There were a lot of things that I observed, and it was really appalling. It was really, really disgusting from the housemates, from specific housemates. Guys, there's a lot, and I'm going to be unpacking all of that on this particular video. However, before I get into that, I want to first of all clear the air about some nasty, disgusting narratives that I've been seeing online. Because guys, this is the issue I have with most internet users who do not really have a background, story or background information about the show. Any 1 minute clip they see online, they just ride on it and form their own opinion. Anyways, number one, that fight was not because of Bella. Yeah, let's get that clear. It was not because of Bella. Number two, that fight was not because Sheggz is playing Mr. Romantic with Bella. Nah, I don't think any of the housemates care that much. Everybody's there to win the 100 million. So I doubt if there's going to be any housemates that's walking around like a headless chicken, carrying Bella and Sheggz matter on their head. I haven't seen that happen so far. Number three, the fight was not about Sheggz's background. Oh, because Sheggz is from a wealthy home. Oh, because he's a London boy. That fight was not, it was in no way about that. Yeah, that fight was in no way about Sheggz's accent. That fight is in no way about, oh, Sheggz is richer than Adekunle, that is why Nigerians are angry. Because I've been seeing all these nasty, dirty, ugly narratives flying around, people tweeting and people putting up stupid posts that,
oh yeah, Nigerians, free Sheggz, leave Sheggz alone. Sheggz is not the reason why most of you are poor.
Like, excuse you? Excuse you? Oh God, please watch to the end of this video, guys. There's a lot to talk about. I'm going to try as much as possible not to make this video too lengthy. I'm going to try as much as possible to hit the nail on the head. But please, the fight last night was because Sheggz was rude to Adekunle, and he did not start being rude to Adekunle last night. It's been going on from week one. It's been a case of subtle bullying, poking a fellow housemate, little by little, and simply because the housemate is quite chilled and calm, you think that they will not or never be able to give you a reaction. Guys, that's what this case is all about, and many more, of course. So let's get into the video. So first off, you are welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Bbnaija. This is Frankly Speaking with Glory, and I am the girl with the tea. And the tea of this video is just basically what I have hinted you about. So if you are new on here, yeah, please just go ahead and do exactly what you see on your screen. That way you'll be able to become a member of this family, and you'll be able to receive a lot of my videos whenever I upload a new one. All right, let's just quickly get into it, guys. Let's get into it. Now, first off, remember, as I explained on my previous video, this whole scenario has been a build-up for both parties. All right, it's been a build-up, yes. Now, about last night, the major trigger for Adekunle was the fact that Sheggz had called him stupid, unprovoked. And Sheggz did not stop there. Sheggz had stood up and was approaching Adekunle in the kitchen in a threatening way. Now guys, let's cast our mind back to the previous weeks in the house. All right, I think it was in week one when Sheggz had that altercation with Doyin. We all saw what happened. Sheggz had actually stood up from his bed, and in a, I think the word is menacing manner, he had approached Doyin, and other housemates had been scared that why are you approaching her like that? But both of you are having an argument. So, I mean, respect boundaries, stay in your own territory and, you know, throw your own words. Let her stay in her own territory. Why are you advancing at her like that in a threatening manner? So people thought that Sheggz was advancing to beat up Doyin. And then he had made the excuse that, no, I wasn't going to touch her. I wasn't going to touch her. I was going to her because I wanted to look her face and I wanted her to say what she was saying to my face. That was his excuse. The second time Sheggz had actually done that, yes, talking to someone and advancing at them as though he wanted to beat them, when Swaggs had that issue with Bella. Guys, that thing did not concern Sheggz at all. But for him, as far as Bella is his property in that house, so he could not stand, you know, and watch Swaggs, you know, challenging Bella. Of course, we all know that with regards to that event, Bella was at fault. She had been rude to Swaggs, disrespecting his boundaries as well. And so he once again, just as he had done to Doyin in the previous week, he had advanced in a threatening manner at Swaggs. And when his fellow housemates had called his attention to it, he had given the same excuse again. That, oh no, I wasn't going to touch him. I was just advancing at him because I wanted to hear what he was saying to Bella. You know, that was his excuse. Now, his fellow housemates had told him that, listen, when an altercation just starts and it has not even gotten to 100 yet, and you are doing that, you are giving the indication that you're spoiling for a fight. You're giving the indication that you're bullying the other person into silence. Don't do so. And he was like, oh no, that he wasn't going to do anything. Anyways, to cut the long story short, he did the same thing again last night, according to Doyin's narration and the narration of the other housemates. That was exactly what Sheggz had done. Advancing in that same threatening manner towards Adekunle, who was in the kitchen trying to prepare his noodles. And Adekunle had not found it funny at all, guys. Remember, once again, it's all been a build-up from week 1. Yes, I gave you a backstory in my previous video. I'm going to touch upon it briefly so that you guys will understand properly. Now, he had advanced at Adekunle, and Adekunle had been properly provoked.
Don't test me, man. I literally don't want to lose the opportunity. I'm not the one. I'm actually not the one. Like, trust me, man. I don't want to lose the opportunity.
Now, I am a man. I'm older than you, and there's already an existing rift between both of us. And now you've called me stupid, unprovoked, and now you're advancing at me like you want to beat me. Okay, so since that is the line you want to toe, let's get to it. Let's get down there. And that was why we all saw Adekunle lose it. Yeah, it's been a build-up. Now, when I say it's been a build-up, how did it start? Guys, from week 1. If you all cast your minds back to week 1, you all recall that Adekunle really adored Sheggz like a younger brother. He loved Sheggz and he respected Sheggz simply because of the guy's level of exposure. I mean, Sheggz has always been a chatterbox from day 1 in that house, talking about his experiences, his travels, his achievements, his family, his dad, his mom, his friends. And sometimes when he tells all those stories, it comes across as though he's bragging. But Adekunle never minded because Adekunle did not really have that level of exposure. So from what Adekunle explained to his friends like Dotun, Alison, Doyin, who saw him as a bootlicker to Sheggz, he told them that no, that he wants to learn from this young man, that this guy has a lot of exposure. He wants to learn. And that was why from week 1, Adekunle was really close to Sheggz. But Sheggz was not reciprocating the energy, guys. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, to be very honest, because, hey, they just met in a confined space, right? So everybody needs to get to know everybody first before trust is established. Now, Sheggz holding Adekunle at arm's length, guys, as I said, there's nothing wrong with that. However, what was not wrong was the fact that Sheggz from time to time would make statements and even poke Adekunle, saying things like, oh, he knows that Adekunle wants Bella, that he has seen how Adekunle gets around Bella, that, oh, the first pool party that they had, he had seen Adekunle going to go and dance with Bella. Why would Adekunle do that? Like, Sheggz was just basically being territorial around Bella. And Adekunle was not the first and only person that Sheggz had been doing that to. He had done the same thing to Dotun, yes. And so, Adekunle had allowed this slide, but then other housemates, they had picked offense because they felt like, no, that was rude and insulting of Sheggz. You don't talk to people like that, especially if you are not really sure about what you're saying. But the thing about Sheggz is, when he makes those statements, when he throws his jabs, he calls it, this is my opinion, this is my opinion, everybody's allowed to have an opinion. And so, most of the time, Sheggz' opinions comes in a very, very rude and uncouth manner. But at the end of the day, he covers it by saying that, oh, this is my opinion. Now, other ways that Sheggz had also provoked Adekunle was testing his authority as head of house. Guys, I explained that on my previous video. Also, accusing Adekunle of nominating Groovy from level 2 just to get at him. Guys, that was the most childish line of thought that anybody will have on this show. Because guys, I explained on my previous video that, listen, if it was Bella that Adekunle kept on nominating, then it would actually make sense if Sheggz made such a statement. But guys, Groovy is not even on their level. Groovy is in another level. So how does it even make sense that Adekunle would continuously nominate another housemate from the opposing team just to get at Sheggz? Like, guys, is Sheggz that important to Adekunle? I don't understand. Is Sheggz Adekunle's strategy that Adekunle would want to toe that line? Does it even make sense at all? I love the fact that Joey had been very blunt with Sheggz.
Yeah. So you need to also take responsibility for that. When you stand up to a man, his ego will be tested. He also wants to show that, you know what, you can't stand up, especially when there are other people around.
Now listen, I get it. Both of you people have a rift already. But talking about tonight, you looked for his trouble. You started it. You were rude to him. You were disrespectful. You called him stupid. That not being enough, you stood up in a threatening manner, advancing at him in the kitchen like you wanted to do something. Why would you do so? You tested his ego as a man, and that was wrong on all levels. And guys, as Joey was saying all of these things, Sheggz accepted that, oh yes, he knew that he did that, but once again, he deflected. And all through the conversation Joey was having with Sheggz and Bella last night, guys, Sheggz was continuously deflecting from the actual conversation. He was basically being defensive. He did not want to accept at all that what he did was wrong. He did not want to accept it. He acknowledged that, oh yes, he knew that that was what he did, but as to if he was wrong or not, he never did accept that he was wrong. I'm just going to quickly jump into my observations, all right? Number one, starting with Sheggz. Sheggz is very, very provocative. That's one. Sheggz literally has been able to fashion this narrative that his fans and Bella's fans are now running with, which is quite terrible and pathetic if you ask me. Now he has been able to fashion out this narrative that every issue that he has brought upon himself in that house is because his fellow housemates are jealous of him and Bella. Guys, last night, immediately after the fight, he had taken Bella to the room, or Bella took him to the room. I don't know who took who anyways, but both of them had gone to the room, and all of a sudden, he felt the need to start reassuring Bella of his goodness.
If I come in and I'm treating a girl the way I should treat a woman, you're still hating.
Yeah, the only crime committed in this house is...
Do you know what I'm saying? Exactly. So, feel the energy, I feel the vibes from everybody. Why? Because I found a girl that I genuinely love, and you lot know I genuinely love her, and you know it's not a game, and you know that, like, I'm not doing it for the screen.
And then, I'm going to use this word, I feel like he was now brainwashing Bella on his theory that, oh, look at them, babes, all the girls in this house, they hate you because I didn't come into this house as a fuckboy. I didn't come into this house and I was playing around with other people and you. So all the girls, they hate you. The guys for sure, they hate me. So babes, we need to stick together. Like, guys, that was Sheggz's line of thought. And it saddened my heart that Bella was so gullible enough to fall for it. And I'm like, wow. This is the same Bella that came into the house, posing herself to be a woman of such strong character, and now you are here and you're allowing a boy to use your brain like this, like you don't have a brain of yours. And she was agreeing. And it was so pathetic because Bella knew that Sheggz was wrong. But I don't know, blind loyalty would not even allow her to call out his bullshit. Guys, I was so pissed last night. But as I was saying, Sheggz is very, very provocative. He pokes, he triggers, he bullies subtly. Forget all those line of, I don't want to brag here, Sheggz does what he does with his full chest, and then when it comes to taking the repercussion, he plays the victim card. oh, I'm not the reason why you're poor. I'm not the cause of your problem. No, that is not what the conversation is about. The conversation is about you having a nasty attitude. Oh, whether it's your strategy or well and good. My second observation, Sheggz makes it look like every man from London, from England, has a stinking attitude. Because every time he does something, every time it gets into a fight in that house, every time he wants to express himself in a very, very rude and uncouth manner, he always comes from the angle of, I'm a London boy, I'm a London boy. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are based in London watching this video, I want to ask you an honest question. Is that how you people behave? Please, enlighten me, illuminate me, because I am not understanding anymore. Is that how you people behave in London? Because, hey, I have someone that's based in London, and this person is the perfect gentleman. Yeah, he's the perfect gentleman. His manner of approach is clean. I've known this person for years. This person does not act irrational. He's very, 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 very polite. So this one that Sheggz is always coming, I'm a London boy, yeah, I'm a London boy. Please, you people that are based in London, is that how people behave? Two more observations I've made about Sheggz, all from last night's event and even from week 1 even. Sheggz is very, very deliberately strategic about linking all his fights, all his battles in that house. In fact, in the entire show, to Bella. As far as Sheggz is concerned, anybody that has issues with him, they are jealous of his relationship with Bella. Anybody that has issues with him, they hate him and they hate Bella as well. And for me, that is really pathetic. However, because he is playing that as a strategy, it's really working in his favor. Because now he's swaying a portion of the audience who think like him, who believe that, oh yes, he's a rich boy, he's a London boy. So most Nigerians, they have this mentality of, oh, if they're suffering, it is the fault of the rich man, or the fault of the rich child, you know, the child that's from a privileged background. And that is the dirty, stinking narrative that's been flying online since last night. And then lastly for Sheggz, Sheggz is so defensive that he's very, very good at deflecting from the truth. When you point out his wrongs to him, he will never accept. For him, he will always want to go around in circles and look for a way to avoid accepting his wrong. And that was exactly what happened last night when Dwayne was talking to him. And guys, in my opinion, it was really pathetic. Yes, it was really pathetic. My observations about Bella, guys, last night just, it just drew the line for me. It just drew the line for me, and I had no choice but to come to the conclusion that for this entire season of Big Brother, Bella is the most gullible housemate, period. I wish there was another word that could be higher than the word gullible, but Bella is the most gullible. I couldn't believe that a girl like Bella that came into the house with so much presence, with so much character, as in a matter of weeks, shrunk her larger-than-life personality into one tiny little person, that has become Sheggz's shadow, following Sheggz around the house. Whatever Sheggz does, it is right. Whatever Sheggz says, it is right. Even though when Sheggz is in the wrong, she's even scared. And guys, that's the thing. You look at Bella last night, it looked as though she was kind of scared to even correct Sheggz. It looked like she was scared to even call him out on his bullshit.
Bella, I will not take it. Even you've done it before, people have done it. Please tell me, when telling something, so many times people are saying, I was watching my best now.
She could not talk. So instead, guys, it's a psychological thing. Instead, she transferred all of that aggression on the other housemates who were also, interfering in the matter. And what was she doing? She was saying that, oh, mind your business, mind your business. I'm like, they should mind their business. I don't understand. What is your role in all of this? She was telling them to mind their business, but she was interfering. She was supporting Sheggz. And guys, it was so annoying that the people she was telling mind your business, aside from Diana, they could not even confront her.
Doesn't make sense at all. Why did you I didn't say anything to him. People bring I won't take it. It's not his fault. I won't take it.
This brings me to my next observation about the rest of the housemates, especially the likes of Dotun, guys. Oh my God, if bootlicking was a human being, trust me, it was Dotun. I mean, most of the housemates, even Rachel, the way she was talking to Rachel, mind the business, blah, 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 I don't want to come at you. Oh, even talking to Dwayne, oh, I beg, I don't want to come at you. I'm like, Bella is going to try this in level 2, and then she thinks she's going to get away with it? No way. Thank God for the likes of Amaka and Phyna. Oh, even now, Modella, they will put her in her place. You don't talk to people like that. It was an argument, it was an altercation. Everybody was talking, and then she was attacking all of them about, oh, why are they talking? They should mind their business. Like, she sounded so controlling. And guys, it just reminded me of a theory that I had been cooking up in my head for a long time, and last night just confirmed everything. Yeah, it confirmed everything. That Sheggz came into the house and he's been playing a psychological game with the rest of the housemates without them even knowing it. Coming into Biggie's house, always constantly talking about how rich and how great and how amazing his life is and how big he is outside the house, talking about, oh, after the show, he's going to limit the people he interacts with. He has kind of automatically positioned himself in the minds of the housemates as the superior person, as the superior one. And automatically, he has carried Bella as well and positioned her on that high pedestal that he has positioned himself. And so the rest of the housemates, unconsciously, they are scared of Sheggz. Unconsciously, they revere him. Unconsciously, they fear him. So when Sheggz speaks, most of the time, they shrink to listen. Most of the time when Sheggz speaks, they bow down because, oh my God, the king of the house and his queen wants to talk. And that is why whenever you see that things like last night's episode happens, it is only a few people that have grown the balls to talk back. The likes of Doyin, and then finally last night, Adekunle, because previously Adekunle had been holding his cool. Adekunle had been quiet about it. He never wanted to interfere. Even the Swag's issue, he said that Sheggz was wrong, Bella was wrong, but he did not want to cause an issue. According to him, his anger was terrible. And so last night, finally, he grew the balls to speak out. Diana had enough last night because she said it to Sheggz that, no, Sheggz, this is not the first time you're doing this. This is not the second time. You've been doing this over and over again, provoking Adekunle. So this is not the first time. So it's been a psychological thing. But last night, guys, to some extent, that psychological bondage was slightly broken. It was slightly broken because it took Adekunle to revolt. And by Adekunle revolting, it was as though the scales fell off the eyes of some of the housemates. And guess what? Most of them, they spoke up in favor of Adekunle.
You moving towards him. It's our business. Don't go here. It's our business. No, it's our business now.
Let's just stop.
And that was when Sheggz came with the narrative of, oh, Adekunle is trying to play the victim card. No, Adekunle wasn't playing the victim card. Nah, Sheggz was taking unawares. He was taking unawares. He was even trembling. His voice was shaking. He lost his voice. And that was why immediately after the fight, he took Bella into the room and was looking for, was trying so hard, to ensure that Bella stayed with him, to ensure that Bella remained in his camp. Talking about the psychological bondage being broken, amongst the level 1 housemates, it was very obvious from the way they were rejoicing last night. The moment Big Brother announced that the garden doors could be open, the moment they all ran to the garden, you could tell that they were all excited. Not because the garden door was open, not because they were out in the open to receive fresh air, no, but because finally, the one guy that subtly bullies all of them has been put in his place. Guys, they all gravitated towards Adekunle. They were happy. Alison, that was friend-zoning Adekunle all this while, literally ran to Adekunle to go and give him accolades. Yes, they were all excited because finally, that one battle that they've all been dying to fight since, but they've been scared, that, oh, Sheggz is going to cut me off, blah, blah, blah. It was fought for them on their behalf last night. And guys, it was as though they all realized that, oh, okay, this guy is just a man. He's not God. He's just a man. So now, me too, I should be able to call out his bullshit. So it was like a redemption for all last night. Anyways, guys, this video is already too lengthy. I have said what I want to say. I have a lot more to say actually, but if I continue this video, it's going to be ridiculously too lengthy because it's already lengthy as it is. So please, as usual, just go ahead and share with me your thoughts in the comment section below. And hey guys, listen, it's allowed for us to disagree, all right? It's allowed, but please, I beg you all, do not attack anybody's opinion. Shebi, we are all doing, oh, this is my opinion. Now, please, do not attack anybody's opinion. Go ahead and politely express yourself in the comment section, all right? Let's all respect each other's opinion. Please respect each other's opinion. Do not insult anybody in the comment section. Do not attack anybody for not agreeing with you. It's allowed that your opinion differs from another person's opinion. That said, I'll see you all on another video soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.